Before we start loading material to your printer, it's necessary to get familiarized with some of the components we're going to be using. In this video, we're showing you a brand new roll of thermal foil. This is very important. Always make sure you use thermal foil for this type of printer. We have an empty foil core which you're going to be using for your take-up roller on the printer. And also, on your material types, there's two kinds of cores. In this example, we're showing you one with 1.5 inch core, as well as one with a 3-inch core. Your printer is provided with a 3-inch core adapter for which you're going to be using a pin that will hold your material in place. Knowing the names to all the components, now we can go ahead and demonstrate how you can use your 3-inch core adapter. We have two sets of colors. The first one you're going to insert it on the dispenser arm and push it all the way to the end of the back of the dispenser arm and secure it in place by tightening and making sure that it doesn't shift sideways or rotates. Use one of your Allen wrenches provided in your tool bag. Then you can go ahead and insert the 3-inch core adapter, and then at the end use the other color that will keep the 3-inch core adapter from shifting sideways and tighten it in place, always making sure that your 3-inch core adapter is able to rotate or spin freely. Load the material and make sure that you secure it in place using the pin that was provided in your equipment, which will keep your roll of material from falling off the dispenser arm. After you load material on the dispenser arm, you can thread it by passing it through the guide rods and then through the slot located in the rear of the printer. Adjust the side guides that will keep it from shifting sideways, and then insert it through the splice detector. Make sure the material goes underneath the rod that will keep it flat and that the flap is in the detect position. Here's a closer look at how you should adjust the side guides that are on the guide rod that is close to the printhead assembly. Every time you adjust the side guides on the guide rod, make sure that there is very little play, as less as 1/1000th of an inch play. If there is any shifting on the material because of the side guides being loose, this will create problems, as the text or graphics being printed on your material will look like they're shifting. Every time you thread material, it's very important that you pass it through the sensors located inside the printhead assembly. This will minimize problems and messages such as paper out in your printer. It's always a good idea to identify the printing side of the foil before you load it onto the printer. You can do this by using a little piece of Scotch tape and sticking it to either side of the foil. Once you see the ink coming off from the foil, then you will identify it and then you're ready to load. After you identify the printing side of the foil, then you can load it onto the dispenser roller, making sure that the printing side of it is facing the material. Pass it between the printhead assembly, then take an empty foil core and mount it in the take-up roller. Stick the end of the foil to the empty foil core using a piece of Scotch tape if it's needed. Always keep in mind that the take-up roller rotates in a counterclockwise direction.